Hello students, now let us continue the chapter 4, Food Chain and Food Web. Producers are the green plants that make their own food and hence they are the energy producers. Plants capture solar energy and transform it into chemical energy, that is food. A small part of this energy is used by the plants for growth and development and the rest is stored. When a plant is eaten by a herbivore, this stored energy is transferred to the herbivore. It uses some of the energy for carrying out the life processes and stores some of the energy in its body. Again, when a herbivore is eaten by a carnivore, the stored energy gets transferred to the carnivore. Thus, the chemical energy of the food from producers or the plants flows to different consumers or the animals, and this is called as energy flow. However, the amount of energy transferred from one organism to another decreases at every energy level. This happens in a step-by-step process from the producers to different levels of consumers, known as the food chain. Thus, a food chain shows a series of organisms in which one organism is dependent on the next one as a source of food. Let us take an example of a simple food chain. A deer, which is a primary consumer, eats grass. The deer is eaten by the tiger or a lion, which is a secondary consumer. And when the lion or the tiger dies, its body is decomposed by the microorganisms or the decomposers, and the nutrients are returned to the soil. The plants absorb these nutrients again from the soil. This completes the food chain. Here, organisms are interconnected to each other through a process of eating and being eaten. There are number of food chains in our ecosystem, and some of them are interconnected. Hence, the interconnections of the food chains give rise to a food web. A food web is a network of food chains. Now let us study pyramid of numbers. Pyramid of numbers is a graphical representation that shows the number of organisms at each energy level in a food chain. It shows the relationship between the number and the type of organisms, where each horizontal bar depicts the ecological position of the organisms in an ecosystem. The upright pyramid of numbers shows the number of organisms decreasing from a lower level to the higher level. The pyramid of numbers can be explained with the help of an example. In a grassland, grasses are the largest in number, that are the producers. Thus, they form the base of the pyramid. You can see the purple color horizontal bar shows the grasses. Grasshoppers, which are the primary consumers, feed on the grass, but they are fewer in number than the grasses. Hence, grasshoppers or the herbivores come to the second level in the pyramid. The green color shows the grasshoppers. Next comes the rats, that are secondary consumers, which feed on the grasshoppers. Their number is less than that of the grasshoppers. So rats appear at the third level in the pyramid. It is shown by red color in the pyramid. Rats in turn are eaten by snakes, which are tertiary consumers. Snakes are fewer than rats, so snakes comes at the fourth level. Orange color shows the number of snakes. Finally, at the highest level of the pyramid comes eagles, and that preys on snakes. Thus, eagles are the lowest in number, and it is shown by yellow color. Now let us study the abiotic components or the living components. Abiotic components or the non-living components such as sunlight, temperature, air, water and soil constitute the abiotic factors of the environment. Air. All living things or all living organisms require oxygen for respiration. Plants require carbon dioxide to photosynthesize, that is to prepare their food. Moving air or wind helps in pollination and seed dispersal. Water. Water is an essential factor for the survival of all living organisms. It acts as an important solvent for many chemical reactions that takes place in the bodies of living organisms. The amount of water in a particular region determines the type of vegetation and the animals present in that region. Plants also need water for photosynthesis. Soil. Both plants and animals depend on soil for their survival. Plants obtain water and minerals from soil. A number of animals such as rats, snakes, insects and earthworms live in the soil. Temperature. Plants and animals on earth are distributed into different regions as per their temperature tolerance. For example, desert plants and animals can withstand high temperature. They have modified leaves to reduce water loss by transpiration. Animals such as polar bear and penguins are adapted to survive in polar regions where the temperature is extremely low. Light. Sunlight affects plants and animals in different ways. Green plants prepare food by the process of photosynthesis using sun's energy. Sunlight affects the germination of seeds, flowering in plants, and opening and closing of stomata. Light is important for certain animals too. Some animals are active during the day. They are called as diurnal animals, while some, such as cockroaches, are active during the night. They are called as nocturnal animals.